Hello, everyone, and welcome to Blow the Whistle Sports. I'm your host, Wayne Holloway, and thank you once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and share. And like always, if you want to see something on our show or you have a bright idea you want to see us implement on the show, drop them in the comments below or hit us on any one of our social media outlets. Holler at us, we holler back. But I don't want to hold this show up. It's going to be a great show. It is a new month, 6/4/25. We are to the NBA Finals. We're getting closer to football season. Baseball season is rocking out. But before all that, let me introduce you to my co-host, the man of the hour, our own, as we say, sports almanac here at Blow the Whistle Sports, Mr. Steven Rubain. How you doing, sir?
Feeling splendid. How are you?
I'm good. How was your week?
Oh man, it actually was a good week this week. Caught up on a little bit of the football. I know you don't watch UFL football, but caught a little bit of it.
I peek at it.
Took a little peek.
I check it
They're
out.
starting their playoffs this weekend, so I said let me get a little in depth on it. But watched a lot of NBA. So we got
that NBA action was pretty good, wasn't it? Toward the end,
yeah, we got a little surprise going. We're going to talk a little bit about it. So that was interesting, and followed a little bit of NFL, those OTAs.
Oh yeah,
Who's there and who's not there?
Ooh, a
Yeah,
lot
so
to
that's
get
gonna
into.
be.
But first, where we going? We want to go to let's go to basketball first.
Let's start. Yeah, but I might as well. That's the big sport now. The NBA Finals.
Ooh,
And Adam Silver came out today and kind of like a little dig towards the NFL about how you have two quote unquote small market teams. Indiana, Oklahoma City in the finals, and saying how that shows the strength of the NBA that they can handle having two small market teams in the finals. They don't have to have the big dogs, the Cowboys and Chiefs and Raiders and the teams that people are the marketable teams, big market teams. They can have it where they can have two teams that nobody really, thought a couple of years ago.
I would guess it would be a better in basketball to say like the Lakers, the Celtics,
right?
I'm with you. My mind is on football also, Steve, and I can't wait, man. Fantasy is almost right around the corner.
Yeah, it's coming up. It's coming up. But we got to get the training camp first. We got a ways to go. They hadn't even started the mandatory workouts yet.
Yes. I'm gonna pump my brakes. Let's get into how these Knicks didn't pull it off, or how they threw up a dud and let New York down.
Well, it ended up leading to the coach getting fired. So Tom Thibodeau, who's been the coach of the Knicks for the last 4 seasons, every year they've gotten better. Now, we've had this conversation before about coaching, and
right.
I mean, I don't know where coaching is going now in the pro ranks as far as what do they want for coaches. I mean, it'd be nice if every coach could win championships.
So you're mad that he got fired?
Well, I'm confused. The word I use is more confused. It's like, what do you want the man to do? He's led the team to the NBA Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years.
He had to be doing something right.
Yeah.
And each year they gotten better. It seems like he should have got at least one more year, right?
You would think so. I mean, I don't know. If I'm looking at only 4 teams made the conference finals.
Correct.
One of those 4 teams now is without a coach. And yet 26 other teams still have their coach. So teams that did worse, I mean, I know, remember a couple weeks ago I had my little rant on JJ Redick. He still has a job, though he did a horrible job of coaching the first round of the playoffs. And Thibodeau's out. How does that make sense?
Would it be that he didn't do something that he was asked of? Did he make a star player upset?
Well, I mean,
What contributes to a coach like that
there
getting
goes to the
fired?
first problem. Players have too much power in today's NBA as far as deciding who keeps the coach, who doesn't keep the coach.
Yeah.
I mean,
And on some teams, they have the power to get a player drafted.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who could you be talking about?
Oh no, I was just making the point off of what you were saying.
Interesting.
Just making the point off of what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm not taking a dig. I'm just asking questions.
Just little sidebar. Okay. But yeah. Sometimes players have a little bit too much power over coaching, but I don't know anymore. It's like it used to be. If you do better, you keep your job.
Right.
Now it's up in the air. Sometimes you might want to do worse. You have a better chance of keeping your job if you do worse than if you do better, because then the expectations are higher. And they want to get rid of you more often than if
so, Steve, in your opinion, you believe that Thibodeau should still have his job and he should at least have another year, since every year he's brought the team further than they were the year before?
I mean, that's how it used to go. That used to make sense. If you keep improving every year, they keep going in the same rhythm and go one step at a time. I mean, I would understand if they had a team loaded with all-star players.
So do you
outside of Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, they got nothing but role players.
Okay, so do you think that, like what I was saying, that he did something that they asked him to do something different, and he's like, "No, I'm doing it my way," type of deal?
There's a good chance that could be the case. I mean, like I said, it's in-house, so unless somebody comes out and blurts it out, we'll never know. It's just a case. Like I said, I'm just confused as to what a coach got to do to keep his job.
Right.
What decides how coaches stay and how coaches go? Because I'm thinking also with Denver, this year they fired their coach, Michael Malone, 2 years off of winning a championship.
Right.
And so, I'm looking at teams that have had guys for 6-7 years and haven't come close to making the playoffs. And here you got a coach who is 2 years removed from the NBA championship and he's fired.
Wow. I kind of get where you're coming from.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make. I don't, like I said, it's just the coaching position now is just hit or miss, and nobody knows what exactly is expected of them. So that's just my little rant.
I am on the call with Steven Rubain, one of the hosts of the Blow the Whistle show, and we are talking basketball. We're talking about how the Knicks got put out and how it's moved on to the finals, and we're getting down to mano a mano, the best against the best, the West against the East, and we're gonna see how it ends up. And it's two low market teams, right?
Two low market teams, two teams that have a burgeoning. We had this conversation last week about superstars. I can't call SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, or Tyrese Halliburton superstar yet. I will call them stars.
Right.
Because we had this conversation last week. A superstar is somebody who transcends their sport. Somebody who doesn't even like the sport hears their name, is like, oh, I know who that is. LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Barkley, Magic. Those are superstars. Shai Gilgeous and Tyrese Halliburton, they're stars.
Right.
So
but I guess this is one of the reasons why people like the NBA. Like, I get the NBA where it's kind of hard to say that this was fixed, because if the NBA wanted to fix a game, they would put some big money market teams in there so they can make more money, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I'm convinced it's not fixed. I mean, putting these two teams, especially when you have the Knicks right there.
Exactly.
And the Knicks in the finals is money. I mean, the ratings would go through the roof. You
Ooh, I mean,
have,
Busta Rhymes had made a special song for the Knicks at
I
that.
mean, yeah, I mean, they just everybody celebrity wannabe was trying to get into Madison Square Garden for those games. So can you
Yes,
imagine the
sir.
finals? If they were in the finals, how many celebrities would want to be there to be courtside?
Right, right.
You you'd have some celebrities have to sit back in the 6th, 7th row because they couldn't get a courtside seat.
That's right.
There's so many, but yeah. The fact that the Knicks didn't make the finals lets me know for sure that the NBA is not fixed.
Shout out to Charles Tongue. He said the Carolina Reapers looking good. Thank you, sir. We're about to get into football. Hold down, hometown. We almost there.
We're gonna get
We almost
there,
there.
and I'm gonna prove I'm not a hater.
Oh,
I'm gonna go too.
Steve.
I've been given this hater
Eh,
tag,
yeah. But
but
we almost there, Charles. We almost there. Hold your horses. Hey, Steve. Big
yeah.
question. It's the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Pacers or OKC?
Well, I've been going against the Pacers every round, and I've been wrong every round. So I'm going to continue to do it again. I'm going to take the Thunder.
Wow.
I gotta get one. I'm 0 for 3 with the Pacers, so I gotta get one right. So I
Well,
got
I
the
will
Thunder in
say
6.
a lot of people have counted the Pacers out.
Man,
A lot of people.
a
And
lot of people have. So I
it
mean,
seems like the Pacer team has responded to all the hate, and
and that's the key.
they showing a lot of heart. They showing a lot of heart.
The key word you just said there is team.
Yes.
They go 10 deep. You
Yes.
got guys you never heard of before out there putting up numbers, and so
And with that being said, I'm going with the Pacers. Now,
okay,
people, I
all
don't
right,
have a
well,
dog in the fight.
no.
The Lakers is my team. I don't have a dog in the fight.
Mm,
But what
mm.
you about? What you moaning about? What's going on?
We don't know quite. We're still trying to figure out the Lakers are your team.
Steve.
You kind of a side
Now,
hustle Laker fan.
no,
You
most
you
real
kind of
Laker fans understand
I
where
call
I'm at.
myself a Laker fan, but I'm going against their best player. So
I'm not
I
going
want them
against
to lose so
anybody.
their best player looks
I
bad.
got respect for
How can you be a fan of
Mr.
a team?
LeBron James. I got
How can you be
respect
a
for
fan of a
him.
team when you want their best player to be bad so that you can
No,
somehow
no.
live off of a ghost, a Kobe?
That man is I don't want him to be bad. I don't want him to be exactly what he is. It's just being a real Laker fan, coming from the era in which I come from. I'm not half stepping. Um, it to me
Look,
it's a
look,
bad look having him on the team.
as much as I
Just
hated
off of
Kurt,
where we come from, but I have to get used to the rigmarole of the new NBA. I have to get used to players sitting down, taking loads off for games. You know, I have to get used to this. And he's bounced around from so many teams. Is he really a Laker just because he plays for them for a few
oh my
years?
goodness. Look,
Hey, I'm from the era where when you get signed, you might play on one more team, but you 10 toes down where you started.
look,
But hey, and I'm no hate to anybody because you know Robert Ory bounced around from team to team,
exactly.
and we loved him. So
Dennis Rodman bounced around from team to team.
yes,
Shaq bounced around from team to team. I mean, we can keep going on and on. Look, it just comes down to one thing. You have a genuine hatred for one player.
I don't have a hatred for any player.
It's something that I think you need to get looked into. What did LeBron do to you?
He did nothing
The
to
man
me.
only came into the
Oh,
league with the
stop his
highest
face,
expectations put upon a player in the last 40 years,
boy.
and not only met those expectations but went above them. I mean, this man
Wow,
at the age of 15, he's on Sports Illustrated called the chosen one.
wow.
Can you imagine the pressure that's on a player at 15 being on the cover of Sports Illustrated called that, and then you outrise the expectations. You're better than what people thought of you coming
Wow.
in as a chosen one. Yeah,
Boy.
I should be his spokesperson.
Hey, you should be.
I should be a spokesperson.
Hey,
I always
Mr.
speak the
James,
truth.
if you watching this, hey, this is your biggest fan.
I always
Your
speak the truth.
biggest fan.
I
And
only
I don't
speak the truth.
understand it. This man,
He promised a championship for Ohio, and he came through. That to me
he had
means
to go
more than
back
6
to do that.
championships in Chicago. If you bring a championship to Cleveland, that's more than 6 in Chicago, because Chicago is easier. It's easier to get free agents to Chicago. You tell a free agent to go to Cleveland.
Okay, so back to the question. You picked OKC. I picked the Pacers to win.
Yes.
Game 1, who wins that one?
Oh, Thunder.
Game 2.
I got Thunder.
And I'm just curious before I go into the other games. The Thunder and what? Since you picked the Thunder. Thunder and what?
And 6. I got Thunder. Then I got Pacers, Thunder, Game 6 championship.
I think for some reason, I have to see the first game, but I feel like by these teams being in the market they are, it's going to get stretched out to Game 7. If it doesn't go to Game 7, the Pacers will win it in Game 5. I'll put it to you like that.
Okay, all right.
If it doesn't get stretched out to 7, the Pacers will have it in 5.
Just okay. That's going to be an interesting take. But
Hey.
we're gonna see. Like, I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm excited this year. I think I will watch all 7 games, or 6 games, or 5, or however many we think it's going to be. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Do you have any
Let's hear
baseball?
what you guys have to say. What do you guys have to say in the call in the chat box? Do you guys agree with me? Do you agree with the hater packet? I mean, what is your take?
Hey, you trying to give me your nickname? Everybody knows you Hater Steve. Stop it, man. And that's gonna be your online tag from now
That's
on.
not my tag.
Hater Steve.
Listen, I give even the people I hate, I give them props. You refuse to even give LeBron James even a prop. I mean, you won't even acknowledge that he's even
my hat off to him. Player. This man is a great player.
Oh my goodness,
boy,
you just.
But do we have any baseball news, Steve?
Baseball's just going along. I don't know. I mean, baseball's a weird sport. I want to cover it. I want to talk about it, but is anybody caring other than the few baseball fans out there?
Well, baseball is something that you talk about when something big happens in a game, like a bird gets hit by a ball. Baseball is normally a game that when it gets down to the playoffs is when it picks up and it's exciting. Because now you're really into the game.
Not the biggest star in professional sports today. I mean, he's a superstar, but he can still walk down the street and people probably will not even recognize him in some areas.
And a great player. Unlike some people,
great player,
get contract extension and ask for the maximum money instead of trying to get better players on the team. Yeah. He's a great player.
But if you heard his voice, you would not know who he was. If he were to call in now, you would have no clue who he was if he spoke. I mean, you know Jordan's voice, you know Kobe's, you know LeBron's, you know Aaron Rodgers. You wouldn't know Shohei Ohtani's voice if he spoke to you. You would be like, "Who's that?"
Hey, that's a good point.
I mean, it's just I don't know what baseball is not doing that they can't. I mean, honestly, Aaron Judge is kind of a not big star. I mean, other than the fact he plays in New York.
With baseball, it's all about marketing.
It's just about but this is about marketing though.
Players were marketed way better back in the day.
Back in the day, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think baseball.
It's a lot of rebranding that needs to happen. But that's something we need to think about because that's a market to jump into that it's untapped.
Yeah,
it's an untapped market.
It's an untapped market, so I don't know.
Bringing highlights to certain players, making them a real life person to people instead of just somebody on the screen.
I mean, this past weekend you had a Dodgers Yankees
commercials go a long way.
But this weekend you had a Dodgers Yankees game, and I wasn't bothered to watch any of the games. I mean, that would have been a huge. I mean, it still should have been a huge game.
Right.
Given they both won the World Series this year. And I couldn't be bothered to watch any of the 3 games. I was watching UFL football over there.
Shoot, I understand. You see what he said? What up, fellas? What's good? I like OKC in 5. And that's Looney. What's it? Warvet? Looney Warvet. Okay. OKC in 5. I don't know. I don't know. Let me see. Hold up. Did we lose Steve? Like Steve has a bad connection. But if you guys want to call in, you know the number. Hit us up. Let us know what you're thinking and what you're feeling about 1-909-844-4443. Let me know what you're thinking. And it's all about LeBron James and what the Lakers did and how you feel about what we talked about. But moving right along, we're gonna get right into this NFL. Let me see. Did we get Steve back? Steve, are
We
you
lost
back?
you for there we go. There you go. All right, yeah, we lost you for a second.
It looks like you have a bad connection right now. You have froze on the screen. I had to keep moving.
Okay. All right, let's see.
It's looking
Can you
like
see me now?
yeah. What's up, Glenn? Shout out to Glenn White, Carolina in the house. Yes, sir. Yeah, we about to move on to football because it's a lot of news to go into football. I see Steve is having some internet connections. He must be on that AT&T dial up. We gotta get you back on cable, Steve.
You know I hate AT&T. Come on now.
Hey,
I want to get AT&T. They were the last
you know
provider.
I had an issue with them
I'd
for
go back to the old day of the antenna.
yeah, I had an issue
That's how
with them
much I
for a
hate
couple of
AT&T.
years, but now they've done what they supposed to do, and we haven't had an issue since. I mean, I had a guy from AT&T come out here, go up on the pole,
Okay.
and take care of us so swell. He did what others didn't do. He went above and beyond. He got the problem fixed. Because for a minute there, you remember Steve coming to the studio, the issues we were having?
Oh my God. We weren't sure week to week we'll be able to have a show.
Exactly.
We were not sure week to week.
But you know,
But since
you might want
I'm
to
coming
call
in
in
and
by
out, we better
yourself,
get to the
Steve,
NFL quickly.
because your
Well, I
internet
still have
connection is
reception
moving.
when it comes to the NFL. All right, so we're going to talk about NFL. Let's start with, first of all, we got to mention about an unfortunate passing today. So Jim, he's known as Jim Wrong Way Marshall. You familiar with him?
I don't remember the name. Wrong way.
Jim Wrong Way
Wrong way.
Marshall. He was played for the Minnesota Vikings in the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
He was on some of those great Viking teams. They won 4 Super Bowls and lost all 4 of
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
He was part of that
Steve.
purple people eater defense.
Steve. Why don't you go ahead and call in
most
because your connection is going in and out. We don't want to keep it moving. Go and call in.
All right, let me call.
All right. While we wait for Steve to call in because that internet connection was nasty. Nasty. We're about to get into talk to this NFL and we about to let y'all know what's going down. Is Rodgers done or not, Charles Ton? I don't think he's done. But you know Aaron Rodgers, like I know Aaron Rodgers. Right now, OTAs is going on, and Aaron Rodgers is a veteran who does not like to do OTA. So you know what? Aaron Rodgers will sit his butt out until that is finished, and then he'll come learn the playbook and get in the mix then. Now, if you're a team and you're waiting on Aaron Rodgers and haven't been abreast of his antics, something's going on where you're not paying attention because everybody knows that I'm a fan of Aaron Rodgers, but he has not been doing what he's supposed to be doing. And he has not been giving teams that 1,000% that he needs to give teams. And sitting and waiting for Aaron Rodgers, he's coming after OTAs. Period. Steve, are you there?
I'm there. I hear you talking about Aaron Rodgers, so you know I got something to say.
Oh yeah. Well, somebody has said something. Charles asked me, was he done or not? And I was just giving them a heads up, letting them know if you know Aaron Rodgers like we know Aaron Rodgers, he's gonna miss all his practice time. He's gonna get in there for the first 2 games of preseason. He's gonna run some plays to get a few of the plays down, and he's gonna be ready to play and make his $50 million. He's not concerned with your team like that unless he gets in there and gets some nice passes off to the wide receivers. And I hate to talk about this man like that because, as I've been saying for years, this is Aaron freaking Rodgers, the man of man. So when it comes to football, but the last 4 or 5 years has been crazy. I'm having to, with Hater Steve, I have to agree with a lot of the stuff he says about Aaron Rodgers now because wow, it's starting to show like a bad sore.
You're going to sit here and hold the Pittsburgh Steelers hostage? The Pittsburgh Steelers?
Before you got on line, Steve, I said the Pittsburgh Steelers are holding themselves hostage because if you haven't seen what Aaron Rodgers is doing, Aaron Rodgers have done this before with the Jets. Aaron Rodgers before the Jets. We know what you pay for now. Pittsburgh is holding themselves hostage. Everybody had a way out with Shedeur Sanders. You had a way out. You chose Aaron Rodgers, the person for the last 5 years hasn't looked like he really been into football. He's been into getting a hefty paycheck,
a nice paycheck. I think he gave up 3 years ago when he quit on the Packers when they had a chance to make the playoffs against the Lions. All they had to do was win one final game at home, and he quit on them. I felt like he was done then.
I tell you, and this is an old time player, so he's from the era that we like. But right now, with these paychecks that these players get, and after you get the highest trophy, the Super Bowl, or the highest trophy in the NBA, it's like their appetite is met, and if it happens, it happens. If it don't, I do not like players that are smiling on any bench, basketball, football, baseball, when your team is losing. It bothers me from the deepest depths of my heart. It bothers me.
All I know, it's been 15 years since he had his one Super Bowl appearance. And keep in mind, he's playing the division outside of Tom Brady and hasn't been to the Super Bowl in 15 years.
Wow.
Think about that. Think about all the other quarterbacks who played in Super Bowls who are lesser than.
Hold on, Steve. We're getting a phone call. Let me see. Blow the Whistle Sports. Who's calling?
Yeah, this is Glenn White from South Carolina.
What's up, Glenn? How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm chilling like a belly.
Hey, Steve, try to log back in on the computer. Log back into our server, Steve. What's the feeling Carolina like right now? Glenn,
you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. The only thing we heard was, "Can you hear me?" I said, "What's the feel like in Carolina right now when it comes to the Panthers and all the awesome players that we got?"
Man, it's excitement going on right now, man. In Carolina land, man.
Beautiful.
As Bryce Young is improving and he's winning the team right now. So that's a leader.
He ended that last season with them no look passes. It's looking great.
Let me get a prediction. I think Bryce Young will win the most improved player of the year, probably.
Ooh.
He's gonna win the most improved player of the year.
Hey,
I book it.
I said we're gonna win the South.
Possibility. We going?
I say we are going to win the South.
Definitely, Rice will be most improved player of the year.
Have you heard the stat about us every time we play Jacksonville first game of the season?
What is that?
Every time we've played Jacksonville the first game of the season, we have went to the Super Bowl. Every time.
Oh yeah, that's the truth, man. And what they say about Jennifer Lopez, they say when she got into another relationship, we went to the Super Bowl. I just figured that out. I just figured that out a couple of days ago, man. I was like, huh? That was a scene right there, but it happened. Remember she dated Ben Affleck, and Panthers went to the Super Bowl 2015.
Miss Jenny from the block has been in a lot of relationships, and we should be in like 9 different Super Bowls. If I'll go with that one, I like the Jacksonville one. That one seems more up to it and relevant. Hey, what's up, Steve?
I'm back. I had to switch out of Spectrum and went to the old Frontier. So
okay.
Let's see. This is a little better.
You're looking clear. Everything is nice. We got Glenn White. He just called in, and he's saying everything in Carolina looks A1. It's a lot of excitement in the air.
Let me tell Glenn White my story. So when I was there in Carolina a month ago, I saw a nice little Bryce Young jersey, for a 3 or 4-year-old. I said, "Oh, I like this one. I'm gonna go buy it." So my little nephew saw it at my mom's house, put it on, and wouldn't take it off. He just ran around the house like it's a thing to do. So I helped create a nice little young Bryce Young fan. He might grow up and be a Carolina Panther fan.
Oh my goodness! You created him?
I created.
Oh my God!
Because you guys all know that's how you become. That's how you become a sports fan. Your parents, when you're a little kid, they put you in a jersey, and you grow to love that team. How many times you guys watch games when you see little kids?
Doesn't he stay in Carolina?
Yeah, live in
so you don't think him being from Carolina is going to make him a Carolina fan?
Absolutely not.
You got him is going to make him a Carolina fan?
Time out, Glenn. You live in Carolina. How many people down in Carolina are true Carolina Panther fans? If you had a percentage.
Carolina fans?
Yeah.
He wants to know how many people out there in Carolina are true Carolina fans.
Okay. You say are true Carolina fans?
Like on your block, how many Carolina fans is it? His nickname on the show is Hater Steve.
I'm talking about ride or die Carolina fans that live there in Carolina. How many people? The way Packard reps Carolina gear. How many people there?
He said it's a bunch.
Oh my goodness! I've been there at least 7, 8 times in the last 2 years. I hardly can see a Carolina. I go to a sports store. All I see is Duke, North Carolina Tar Heels, and Wake Forest. You find the Carolina Panther gear off in the corner.
Steve, I'm gonna tell you like this: we got Bryce Young. He's looking good. He's finally got his mojo working. We gonna be fine. If Glenn, if you remember, I said when we drafted Mr. Bryce Young that this is his year. This is his put up or shut up year. Year 1, before he threw a ball on in the actual game, I said Bryce Young is a player that comes and needs work first. I said that once he gets his work, once he gets his bearings up under him, he will be just fine. This is Bryce Young's year.
Oh yeah, I think he's gonna be approved. I think.
I got
the offense is going to be approved.
I think our offense is going to be high flying, dynamic. He's finally got players that's going to be open for him to get the ball to. He's not going to have to throw in slight windows. He has that true go over the middle person in Adam Thielen, and he has that number one wide receiver we got in the first round this year and Leggett on the other side. It's going to be dynamic.
I want to talk about Steve, about the fan base.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you.
All right. When I live in South Carolina, it got a bunch of Dallas Cowboy fans, a bunch of Steelers.
Thank you.
You got a bunch of Eagles, and you got a couple of Vikings. I see a couple of Vikings run around, and it's really huge in Dallas right now. So that's the right now.
I appreciate your honesty. Thank you. Look. We live in a place where we know about the fair weather fans. LA is the fair weather fan capital of the world.
Whoever's doing good in LA, you're going to see 1 million of those jerseys that you didn't see last season.
Yeah. When the Rams win the Super Bowl, back in when the Rams win the Super Bowl 4 years ago, there were
everybody
Rams
had Rams everywhere.
You thought the Rams were the most popular team in the NFL.
Man,
you can't find a Rams jersey now in LA.
When the Eagles went to the Super Bowl last year, you should have seen how many Eagles jerseys was out there.
Exactly. I mean, it's a fair weather city.
Rams had a little nice throwback Rams jersey. It was pretty nice.
Oh yeah. And that's another team that's going to look pretty nice this season. The Rams are going to make a run again. Matthew Stafford, he has those wide receivers over there. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I got them in the NFC West. Did you hear this Panthers story today, though? The Panthers and the Rams about the draft?
No, what?
Well, apparently before the draft, the Rams were trying to get the Panthers number 8 pick. They wanted to move up to get that number 8 pick, the one they got for the wide receiver. Was it McMillan?
So they wanted that wide receiver?
I guess they wanted him, yeah. They were trying, or at least they were trying to move to get somebody at that number 8 spot. So the Panthers were like, yeah. So the Panthers were like, we didn't want to get a pick up because we really liked McMillan. And so they said we gave him an offer that was so tough that they instead decided not to move up at all. And I'm sitting here thinking, as a front office, why do you need to give them an offer that's so hard for them not to accept? If you don't want to trade the pick, just say you don't want to trade it.
Yeah, but you give them an offer because the offer that they gave them, it would have been impossible for us to turn it down.
But no, if you believe in your draft pick, if you believe in your draft pick, you don't accept any offers.
You can believe in the draft pick all you want to. No draft pick is 100%, but you can believe in one all you want to. But when you make a deal like that for a top 10 draft pick, we were about to get 3 or 4 picks.
But they were saying they didn't want. They made an offer hoping that the Rams were going to not accept it. They didn't make an offer hoping that the Rams would accept it. They made an offer hoping the Rams would not accept it.
They made an impossible offer because we were happy where we were at.
Right.
But if they would have chose to take that offer, it was an offer that we couldn't refuse and that the fans would not be mad at, because what we were about to get, it was basically an offer like how the Bears did us for DJ Moore. How they got DJ Moore and they just gutted us. That's what the Bears did. The Bears finally got us back for Greg Olsen.
All right. Finally. So Glenn, I say 8 and 9. What is your Panther prediction here? Where do you see them going?
This year?
Yeah.
I got them going to the wild card. That's the highest I could go.
Hey, you know what? I like the way you think. See, Steve wants you to say something negative. No, Steve, no. We as high as we can get. And he said wild card. I said we're gonna win the NFC South. Carolina wins the NFC South this year.
Unless Mayfield gets hurt, there's no way you guys win the South.
Nah.
The
As
only way
long
you
as
win the
we
South
stay
is through.
healthy, we control our own destiny.
Wow.
I'm calling it like it is. Oh, shout
Okay.
out to Looney Warvet. He said, "My Eagles going back to the Super Bowl again. The Rams getting smacked again." Hey, I like that. I like that. Hey, if that's how you feel, we gonna see if your call is right.
I got the Panthers to be number 4 seed.
Woo!
Was that? They're your number 4 seed?
You hear it, Steve?
What's that? You're lucky I don't have a. You're lucky I don't have a whistle. You lucky I don't have a whistle. Because I'd be blowing the whistle right now. Number 4 seed.
Here we go.
Hey, number 4 seed.
He did not stutter, Steve. He said it straight out. Carolina.
I guess he'd been number 4 seed because, like you, he's thinking they're gonna win the South.
We win in the South, man.
Okay.
He said though we can sneak in there with a wild card, but I don't think we need that.
Okay.
We taking the NFC South.
All right. If we're saying
Carolina is a real contender this season.
If we're saying the Eagles are going to win the East, I think we're all in agreement. The Eagles are 1 or 2.
Us, Rams, and Cardinals, and
the Lions are going to win the Central. That's 2. The Rams are going to win the West. That's 3.
Hey,
you got the Panthers now.
And 49ers.
I don't know.
You got the Panthers over the Commanders.
I say between that 4, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a dog fight on that number 4 seed.
We gonna hold our own. See, what people are not going to understand, because they don't have no tape on our number 1 wide receiver, and Leggett had a bad season last season. They really don't know. They really don't know what he can do, and with him being able to get open because of the other wide receivers threat on the other side, along with Adam Thielen, I don't think people realize Adam Thielen was a top 10 wide receiver. You know his age. And now we got that youth on our side, on both sides with Adam Thielen.
You guys are better.
It's gonna be crazy.
8 and 9, 9 and 8. I'm calling it.
Carolina wins the South.
Put in the chat box. 8 and 9, 9 and 8. That's gonna be the Panthers. They're gonna be the outside looking in,
right?
Yeah, he did.
They're gonna be an 8th or 9th seed.
He's not gonna give us no credit. We got to show and prove. I don't expect nobody to give us credit. Even the season that we were undefeated,
offensive talk.
The season we were undefeated, every time we went someplace, we were underdogs. So I get it. It's Carolina.
Who did you guys get on defense? What's that? Let's talk about. Who did you guys get on defense that's going to make up for the fact that your defense was horrible last year?
And you know what? The defense was supposed to be horrible last year. When your offense is horrible, the defense is supposed to be horrible. You know why? Because I play defense. When the defense is on the field too long, they're supposed to be horrible. They're supposed to get off the field, get rest, and go back in. Any defense is going to be horrible when their offense is getting drugged, Steve.
Okay.
Any defense.
So you're saying because your offense is going to be better next year, by default, your defense will be better. Is that what you're saying?
Hey Wayne, what you think about the Ramsey rumors going on?
What's that?
Ramsey rumors. They want a 4th round pick for Jalen Ramsey.
Who's going after him?
There's a bunch of teams including us.
They only won a 4th round pick. What happened with them and Jay? Some words been exchanged.
He's at that age. He's
they talked about
their 30s.
They want a 4th round pick, but we ain't pressed the button yet.
I would have pressed the button. Well, you know, we got some gems. We got some gems.
How old is he now? He got to be like 32, 33. You start falling off quickly as a corner safety when you're in your 30s.
True.
I agree.
I will give you that.
If he come out like the top corner, I'll put him in corner. If he don't, put him in safety.
Hey,
you guys are thinking about that Rams Jalen Ramsey from 2020. He's not that same guy.
Hey, we'll just put him in the middle. We got some nice corners. We got some nice corners. Let's put him in the middle. With this offense, hey, I'll just put him in the mix. Put him in the mix. Why not?
All right.
A 4th round pick?
Yeah, well.
That's really nothing.
I'll press the button.
Oh, shoot. That'll shake things up.
All right. I wouldn't touch him at this point.
Hey, Glenn, thank you for calling in, man. Hey, we still have to talk, Glenn. Make sure you drop me a number so I can call you.
Absolutely.
In my DM, so I'll call you tomorrow. I want to talk to you about something.
And please, Glenn, don't be like Cowboy fans that go into hiding. we want to still be able to hear from you. When the reality sets in, talk about when the reality sets in and you guys aren't in the playoff race.
Ah, look at you.
I want to be able to hear from you.
How about this? If everything goes south, I'll be the first one to call.
Make me a promise. Make me a promise when the Panthers are eliminated from the playoffs.
I'll make a promise
to call in.
I'll write a promise letter.
Okay. I want a promise from you.
A promise letter from me.
We making the playoffs. We ain't getting eliminated.
We've had too many people.
Here we go.
Who make idle promises, and then Packer remembers when I was I was vilified for talking bad about the Cowboys.
Oh,
remember that when the Cowboys were off to like a great start? They were like,
you know who else did that? Remember when the Eagles started off strong and then they fell off? And then, all the Eagle fans went back to the nest and tucked their head
and hibernated.
Hey, Looney Warvet, that was you. You and who else? It was Lamont. They were supposed to call in.
Yeah,
we didn't get no call in at that year that they threw that dud up and they hid in their nest. Mm-hmm. But we Carolina fans.
Okay.
Hey, ain't nowhere else to go but up.
Look, I'm a Commander fan. I've already come out and said we might have a better team this year, but we probably have a worse record just because of the expectations and because of the schedule.
You know what?
I think it will be a better team.
I'm not a hater, and Jaden Daniels is a remarkable player. Every player in their sophomore year is called the sophomore slump.
Yeah, they have a step back.
But I don't know.
It's real.
I don't know. He looked like he had a different gear. He might have some mistakes, some major mistakes happen this year. But I don't know. He was looking pretty good. Oh, shout out to Stanley Wilson. How you doing, sir? Thank you for tuning in.
We appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Hit that like button, sir, and share it. Share this video with your friends so they can get some sports knowledge. We about to get into these stories.
Stanley, who's your team? We want to hear, Stanley, who your team is.
Yeah, Stanley, who's your team? Who's Stanley's team? I don't. I can't remember.
So we can give you the real fan perspective on it.
Thank y'all, man. I'm gonna thank y'all to the show.
Well, thank you. Like I said, please let us see you when we hear
Glenn is a faithful listener, sir. He's not going to run away.
I know. We have a lot of faithful listeners who.
I had too long now. Pico talking trash, man. I have to come on here.
That's his thing, man.
I took a week off when LeBron got eliminated in the playoffs. I had to take a week off, but I came back.
I had my voice heard. I had to get my voice heard and tell him I give him a warning shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Everybody needs to step up and talk to Steve because Steve Hater Steve is something else. He's something else.
So I hear Stanley's a Charger fan. He's going too far. Stanley being out in LA. The Chargers are a team.
And don't forget to drop your number in the DM so I can holler at you about the Carolina show we're gonna be putting together.
All right, man. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in.
So Stanley living out here in LA as a Charger fan.
Yeah,
they like a team that is a good team that don't have a home. They play out here. People go to games. But there's just no Charger momentum. Would you agree, Packett? Living out here in LA, you don't see like a Charger movement going on. You don't feel like
I
the
think
Chargers are a
the
team.
San Diego fans were still mad that they moved, but
Yeah.
they're catching on.
But they weren't even in San Diego though. They didn't have that huge fan base. It wasn't like they were. I mean, the
don't know.
reason
I
why
went
they
to
left
San
San Diego
Diego a
was
couple
because
times, and they were out there crazed. They were out there, and they had the
during
stadium
the
rocking.
Raider games when they played the Raiders, yeah. But
I know.
everybody else.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you a story. I went out there. Carolina played them, and this was a year where we were average, but we won that game, last play of the game, to the tight end. And what I'm telling you, these fans, mouths dropped, and we won, and we walked off that field. Ooh wee, ooh wee. I had my daughter with me. She was like, "Be quiet, be quiet." They look mad. It was one, man, because it was a back and forth game, and then it looked like they had it sold up. Oh man, that was such a sweet victory. That felt good leaving that stadium. I
I
walked out
will
of
say
there
though, the
stepping my
sad
step.
part about San Diego or the San Diego chart, if they just would have got a new stadium, they would have stayed.
It seemed like that should have been easy to do.
I mean, it made zero sense to me why San Diego would not get them a stadium. Number one, you're in a Super Bowl market. It's in your best interest to get it. The Padres got a new stadium. They built the Padres a beautiful new stadium, but you're not going to build the Chargers a stadium? I mean, that made zero sense as a city. The city should have begged the Chargers to stay. They should have
And
done everything within
that
their
stadium
means.
it was a good site to rebuild.
Yeah.
It was a good site. They
Okay.
had the perfect site. I wonder what they do right there now.
So Stanley's saying they had a good fan base. Yeah, you had a good fan base. Why didn't they not push to get a stadium built in San Diego? You have Super Bowls there. You have national championship games can be played there. You have everything. San Diego is perfect sports town.
And it's a beautiful
Put everything
town.
there.
It's a beautiful town.
It's a beautiful town. And it has all the amenities. Everything is built in place.
Yes.
To host Final Fours, Super Bowls, WrestleMania.
It was rumored for a while that a team would come there. That California was going to get three teams.
Right.
It was rumored that we were still going to get a team that was going to take the San Diego spot.
Yeah.
And San Diego might go back to San Diego. It was a rumor.
Yeah. That one never made sense to me. Well, they built the Padres a stadium. I still call it Jack Murphy Stadium. I think they can't change the name several times since then. But I mean, when I went there, it was Jack Murphy Stadium.
Shout out to Hot Stevie on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, on Facebook. Thank you for your support.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate each and every one of you. You just don't know.
Man, Looney Warvet, just letting you know, you Eagle fans, hey, y'all called when y'all won the Super Bowl. We will give y'all daps on that. But that year before, when y'all looked like y'all was doing it, the year right before Saquon, they didn't call back. But Steve, let's get into some of these stories.
Let me tell Stanley they took away Jack Murphy Stadium. It was an outdated stadium. For NFL, the stadium was 60-something years old. It was outdated. They needed to go into a more modern stadium. The Chargers, the opportunity came to go to SoFi, and they took it. I don't blame the Chargers for leaving. They begged and pleaded San Diego. They said, please give us a new stadium so that we can be a top-tier organization. And the city said no. So who do you want to get into? We're going to get more into the Chargers as we get closer to. Because I want to find out why they got rid of J.K. Dobbins. Qualcomm. Yeah, that's right. Qualcomm Stadium. It's Jack Murphy to me. But Qualcomm Stadium. I hate all these name changes. They need to keep one name.
Hey, wherever the money go, that's what the name gonna be.
Lambeau Field, Soldier Field, Lambeau Field. Keep one name. I can't stand all these. And the Commanders are the worst. They call our stadium now Northwest Stadium. It took me a couple of times. I'm like, where the hell is Northwest Stadium? And somebody said, "Oh, that's the old FedEx Field." I said, "Well, why did you change the name? FedEx Field was perfect." Yeah, but they couldn't have stayed. It was the stadium was just too outdated. I don't blame the Chargers for leaving.
I was just looking
if
over
you go
the
to
news.
SoFi Stadium, you know why they left. I mean, it's just such a beautiful stadium.
Jim Marshall
Patty
from
can tell you
the
about it.
Purple People Eaters dies at 87.
Yeah, that's what I was going to tell you about. So Jim Marshall, he was most famous for, there was a fumble on the field. He picks it up, and for whatever reason, I guess he was his head was disillusioned. He started running the wrong way with the ball, and the team's like telling him, "Turn around, go the other way." So not only does he run into the end zone for the touchdown, but then he throws the ball into the stands. So of course that's a I mean then when they're like, "Man, you ran the wrong way," you can just tell he had that look on his face like, "Oh my God, I'm a big dummy."
And we have another person we lost, former Packers O-line Steve Wright, the model used for the Walter Payton Man of the Year trophy, dies at 82.
Yeah, that's another sad loss. We're losing all the great ones from that era. That was a golden age of football. That
he
60s,
was 82,
70s NFL.
And Jim Marshall was 87.
Yeah, wow. Those guys lived long, beautiful lives. For football players that make it to your mid-80s, that's a beautiful thing. But yeah, so we got to give a shout out to both of them, to their families. May they rest in peace.
Yes, yes.
But we didn't close out with talking about Stephon Diggs.
Yes, in lighter news, to brighten the spirit a little bit, Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. Now, give me. I like Stephon. You know, he's a former Maryland Terp. You know how much I love the Terps. So
he's a great player.
Always defend my Terrapins.
Great player.
Great player, but man,
priority.
He is new school of new school. He's like in the top 5 of that social media. Diva, crybaby, give me the ball. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. You can't tell me nothing. Oh my goodness.
And so, I'm starting to ask the question: do players do this to get out of their contracts because they're tired of playing someplace?
No, he just got a new contract. He got a big contract with the Patriots. That's what I'm saying. He just signed a huge contract with the Patriots.
But this is a bona fide wide receiver, a bona fide at least number 2 now. He got hands. And this is the New England Patriots. He does have insider. He does have an own agent where somebody else could be interested and could be more of a contender.
Okay.
Is this a ploy to cause them to move on from you so someone else can pick you up?
He just signed with them.
I understand. Why would he want to
move on? He chose to go to them.
Hey, and so did Tyreek Hill. He went to the Miami Dolphins, and he was trying to go back to the Kansas City Chiefs. That he begged to get off the team.
After a year or two.
After he found out that it was, but see, Miami is a bona fide running team.
Right.
The New England Patriots, we all know they not doing nothing this season. They might make a splash, but they're not even gonna make the playoffs.
He went there for the contract. He went there for the money.
So he chased the money.
But you can't be so stupid that you're gonna be on a houseboat with a bunch of women, Memorial Day weekend, passing around pink powder, and it's all on videotape.
That was cake mix.
Okay, well, whatever it was, it made a whole, and then posted on social media.
Hey, he's living that baller life.
This is the New England Patriots.
And Cardi B is his girlfriend, or the girl he's seeing.
Well, for now, we can do an over/under. Will it last a year?
Whoa!
I take the under. I think I think by football season they'll be Splitsville.
That hater Steve is showing up again.
Hey.
Okay, HS.
It can't be that good if he's out there Memorial Day weekend on a party boat with a bunch of bikini clad women passing pink powder. That can't be a good look on Cardi B since they're supposedly been dating for 6 months.
Dating is not a committed relationship. It's dating. Okay. We're going out.
All right.
So they're hitting.
You think Cardi B, who just got off a relationship where she accused Quavo of cheating, you think she's gonna be okay with him on a party boat?
No, that wasn't. They're just dating, so she could just move on to the next person.
I see Quavo. I'm sorry, Offset.
Yeah.
She accused Offset of cheating on her.
Hey.
And that was the whole reason for their divorce was
Glenn White said his hat too tight. Oh man.
I tell you.
But hey, thank you guys for tuning in. We have run the course of the show, and we went off on some stuff for a minute this week. We'll be more back on track next week. We will have another tight packed show for you, and we can't wait to talk to y'all next week.
I apologize for my
finals update. How many games will we have before next week in the finals? At least 3.
It should be about game 4. I think
4?
Game 1's tomorrow. And I think there's game 2 Saturday. And I think there's another game.
So by next week, the Pacers will need at least another game or 2 to win.
Yeah. It won't be over by the time we get to next. It should be about game 4 next Wednesday, I believe.
But this is going to be juicy. Everybody's going to be tuned in. I can't wait to find out. I know you can't. Please like, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend, tell another friend, share, and hit that like button.
Yeah, I don't close out yet. They went Instagram official last week. Cardi B and Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
So nowadays, you know they're officially dating when they go Instagram official. So
yeah, but I saw her dancing and him looking, and I saw more hands. He only has 2 hands. I saw about 4 hands in the video. So I don't know.
They always said he had good hands, was it? They always said he had good hands. So
yeah, they got a special relationship. I think this was to make Offset upset and make him come to his senses. But hey, that's another show for another time.
I'm not going there. I'm just saying it's going to be done within a year. I give it a year. But
thank you all for your support. Thank you for tuning in to Blow the Whistle Sports. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace out.